totals in the last 2 games, 46 of 50.
Unbelievable.
Talk about a guy on fire. He was a three-point shooter.
He had 6 touchdown passes against Buffalo 2 weeks ago. 3rd and 7. Gradkowski rolling right, throwing on the run. It's Moore. He's got the first down. Flag, however, comes in as he's bumped out of bounds near midfield.
It doesn't hurt having guys like Moore and Andrew Clark and Kenley Horton, who hadn't had his name called much today. Chris Charlton.
Oh, it's offensive pass interference.
It's almost a pick effect. It's going to be basically a pick. You're going to see right here. They're going to call that pick right there. Work out with Moore.
So Odom knocked away the defender, and that cleared the way for Lance Moore.
50 penalty from the previous spot. 3rd down.
You'd like a guy to do more of a rub, where he just runs by and rubs him. But when Odom goes in and initiates contact, I didn't mention Odom as well. He's another one of those good receivers. Just gets caught there. Receivers get caught sometimes too.
Well, if you're the Northern Illinois defense, you've got to guard against being lulled to sleep. The last time Toledo's offense started breaking down with big penalties, Toledo clicked for 6. Gradkowski to Andrew Clark for a 60-yard score. Their only touchdown of the second half. 3rd and 21. The line of scrimmage now, the 21-yard line of the Rockets. Good protection for Gradkowski. Fires incomplete. Moore was open.
But what happened, there was better pressure that time by Northern Illinois, by Vincent Reynolds. He was able to force Gradkowski into throwing quicker than he wanted to. Gradkowski's going to work here. He's going to have Vincent Reynolds coming after him. And he's going to have to move over here and get out of the way. Now he has Moore open in the middle of the field, but couldn't get to him.
He was open. Hannum sends this one down the field. Fleck backpedaling. Catches it at the 36. No fair catch. Trying to get to the wide side. Got a great block. And this one's coming back. There's going to be a clip called behind Fleck on the return. So now Northern Illinois makes a big mistake.
Even though there were a lot of points, both of these teams in the first half played much better football. The second half has been marred by not only turnovers, but penalties.
So instead of having the football in Toledo territory, this penalty on the punt return by Fleck will march the Huskies back. 8:42 to go in the game. Toledo 35, Northern Illinois 24.
And you need 2 scores, so you need one as quick as possible. Now you have to get out of your game plan. You have to really march the ball down the field, spread out a little bit more than you want to, and you can't just keep relying on Michael Turner to run the football. You want to keep the running game in effect, but you got to get down the field.
Whoa. There you go. There you go. Charles, let's see if we can pick it up.
They're going to call the hold on both teams. Can't really pick it up. I mean, you don't really see a good block right there. It must have come way on the other side. Because you can't see from that. It just looks like good blocking there. Guys holding each other up, trying to create some space for P.J. Fleck.
Now we're still trying to sort this all out. We'll remind you again that the winner of this game really takes a giant step forward to a possible berth in the MAC West. And the MAC West winner will host the MAC championship game on December the 4th. Miami has already won the East.
We had 2 holds on the play. We won't force the hold. That was post-scrimmage kick on the receiving team, 10 yards from the end of the kick.
Joe Novak on the left, Tom Emstutz on your right. 8:42 to go in the game. Don't go anywhere. We're coming down the home stretch of the Glass Bowl. A huge game in the MAC West. Toledo at home, leading Northern Illinois by 11.
Max means more. What does that mean?
Max means more for every business pro.
Max means more.
Because the prices are low.
Max means more. All the stuff you need. More value and more service. Low prices guaranteed.
When you think ink, think Office Max for more ink and toner cartridges, all guaranteed in stock. Or we'll give you $10 off and free next day delivery of the cartridge. Only from Office Max.
And that's why Max means more.
Sportsnet and the new movie Master and Commander.
The men would follow you anywhere.
Will take you on a journey to the far side of the world.
I give you our destination.
Win a trip to the Galapagos Islands. For details, go to www.masterandcommander.com.
Well then, there's not a moment to lose.
Master and Commander.
For the prize!
Rated PG-13.
Leads Northern Illinois 35-24. Northern Illinois has the football back. 8:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Hey, Mac fans, mark your calendars as the new format volleyball tournament begins Tuesday, November 18th on campus sites before heading to Ball State November 21st through the 23rd for the quarters, semis, and championship rounds. Watch the MAC website for pairings information tonight. First and 10 now for Northern Illinois at their 24-yard line. They trailed 28-7 at halftime. Scored 17 unanswered points in the third quarter to get back into it. It's currently 35-24. Here comes Michael Turner. Turner goes across the 25 up near the 26-yard line. Well, Charles, I guess when you ride Michael Turner all season long, you really don't want to break away from the game plan, but you do need 2 scores in this situation.
You really do, and you also have to go to a no-huddle situation because you don't have time to huddle up. You got to get quick. Your rhythm needs to get picked up. Tempo.
3 wide receivers. Haldy from the gun this time. Haldy looking right all the way. Throwing. Intercepted. 3rd interception of the game. And it's Antonio Malone, his 2nd interception inside the 5. Goal line.
He got it.
Out inside the 1.
Wow. I thought he was in. That was a great cutback by Antonio Malone. You know, I was getting ready to say, Toledo's used to playing an up-tempo game. Northern Illinois is not, and this is one of the ways it comes out. Josh Haldy's looking, that's a long throw. He's on one hash trying to throw way to the other hash. Antoine Malone, great catch, but good job of running the football. I thought he was in. Now Fleck is going to work. He's working the corner route, but it's a long throw. And Malone just works his way underneath, catches the ball, and takes it back.
Tackled literally on the goal line. He took a hard hit there. Now the line of scrimmage is inside the 1. Malone had an interception in the first half. Power set. And Gradkowski's going to burn a timeout here. So Toledo now with 1 timeout remaining. Northern Illinois has 2 timeouts.
Hey, some teams just have your number. And right now, it looks like that is what's been the situation with Northern Illinois and Toledo. Yeah, I mean, he has been so effective all year long. And then today, throws 3 interceptions. You know, it's tough when you're trying to get by the jinx or, you know, this ball club has talked about, well, you know, these guys weren't around. But sometimes history just has a way of just rearing its ugly head.
Yep, no question. Toledo leads the all-time series 24-6, and that includes 15-1. The Rockets, which with the edge over the Huskies here at the Glass Bowl. Well, we've got more college football action out of the MAC coming your way next Saturday afternoon at 2:30. You could make an argument it's the most intense and history-filled rivalry in the Mid-American Conference. The Miami Redhawks head south to Athens to take on the Ohio Bobcats. Miami's already clinched the East Division, but that won't mean anything when they line up against the Bobcats. It's the Redhawks and the Bobcats from Athens, Peden Stadium, next Saturday, 2:30 Eastern, along many of these same stations. Following the timeout, Tom Amstutz has his offense back out on the field. Once again, they're in the power formation. First and goal from inside the 1. And there's movement up front, and it looks like this will go against Toledo.
And it's kind of funny because you got the defensive lineman actually pointing out who it was. Tim Dirksen.
Offense, false start, 5 yards.
I mean, he's being pointed out by the defensive lineman for Northern Illinois. I'll see that right there. Yep, he's just rocking a little bit too quickly. It's a great look at that line getting ready to come off, being locked and loaded.
A huge challenge now for Northern Illinois. They trail by 11. So a touchdown here by Toledo would be devastating. Here's Dawson. Easily into the end zone for his second score of the day.
And you can hear the pads popping. As soon as you heard that pop, great timing because Anthony Dawson got to the hole right at that moment. Good job by that line. They knew where it was coming. Northern Illinois knew where the ball was going to be run, but they couldn't stop it.
Trinity Dawson made it look easy.
Just good movement up front. Offensive lineman moving the pile, then you have a pulling guard coming around, and you just create space. Everybody just locked up. The blue jerseys on the white.
So Dawson goes in for his second touchdown. And Toledo now with 41 points on the board and going for another as Jason Robbins is on to add the extra point. Toledo came into this game with a 6-3 record, 4-1 in the MAC West. Northern Illinois gunning for their first season ever with 10 regular season wins. And there's Malone, who had 2 interceptions leaving the field. Robbins fires it through. It's 42-24.
And I would think on that return when he went down hard, something that he's holding in the hand or.
Well, this is just one of many games around the Mid-American Conference as we check our Office Max scoreboard. Akron won a shootout at the Rubber Bowl with the Ohio Bobcats, 35-28. Eastern Michigan, after 8 consecutive losses, has now won 2 in a row for interim coach Al Levan. 38-14, they beat Ball State. Western Michigan, well, they got bragging rights on the chips for at least a year as they defeat Central Michigan 44-21. And Bowling Green and Kent State, that game will be kicking off in just a couple of minutes. Obviously, Bowling Green needs to continue winning. In the East, Miami has already clinched by virtue of their victory at home over Marshall earlier this week. Marshall, Akron, Kent State, Central Florida, Ohio, and Buffalo round out the East. And over in the West, Northern Illinois 5-1, and you see the rest of the standings. Bowling Green ranked in the top 25 this week. So obviously now with the score 42-24, it looks like the battle between Toledo and Bowling Green could determine the MAC West champ.
The last game of the season, and they are raring to go against one another.
Kick picked up. Across the 30, up to the 32-yard line. Jeremy Pugh on the kickoff return. 42-24. So Northern Illinois needs 3 scores with 7:50 to go in the fourth. And that last interception and the interception returned by Malone, just devastating.
That really was, because, you know, they had a chance to keep the ball marching down the field, have an opportunity. And I said tempo offense is not them.
Haldy swings it out to Turner. Turner across the 40, up to the 44-yard line. That's a first down. So the clock will stop long enough to move the chains.
You know, it's impressive. Even with this big lead, you can hear the crowd on both sides. The collective, when he gets the ball, because you know something is going to happen.
First and 10. Haldy from the gun. Powers has it. Gain of 8. Clock will continue to run. Northern Illinois has 2 timeouts remaining.
Dodrill was coming over to just lay the boom on Chetone Powers. He got down, caught the ball first, then was able to get out of the way of a big hit.
Northern Illinois quickly back up to the line, and they snap the football. That pass was intended for Powers, too wide, incomplete. Clock stops, 7:17 left.
You know, Dave, on their crossing routes today, Josh Haldy has just not looked comfortable. You know, the balls that the passes that he's thrown well have been the ones going down the field, hitting Keith Perry, or, you know, working on those quick hook routes. But he hadn't done a very good job down the field in the crossing routes.
We're at the Glass Bowl in Toledo, Ohio. This is the MAC game of the week. Number 21, Northern Illinois, taking on the Toledo Rockets, along with Charles Arbuckle and Sharon Thorsel, and I'm Dave Weekley. Northern Illinois with the football, trailing 42-24 as we close in on 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The winner of this game keeps their hopes alive of winning the MAC West championships.
Nice little play call, a little option there. They hadn't run that all game. You know, they have it in their playbook, and you know it's going to go to Michael Turner. They're not going to have Josh Haldy hold it, but it sucks the defense in, and they haven't game plan for it.
They've moved the football to the 36. Here's Haldy with another pass, and that one was intended for Fleck, and interference is going to be called on Toledo's Patrick Body.
Body had a little too much body on P.J. Fleck.
Bodied him, didn't he?
Posted him up a little bit too early.
Pass interference on the defense. Spot foul, automatic, first down.
With the history of this ball game, or these two teams playing, you know, you can't relax too soon. You can't give Northern Illinois an opportunity to score, because the way these two teams have matched up here lately, anything can happen.
That's definitely been a fast break type game. 42-24. First and 10 from the 28. Now whistles. Gotta wonder what Josh Haldy is thinking.
Illegal substitution on the defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So another 5 yards off against Toledo, and uncharacteristic, Charles, of Josh Haldy today. 3 picks.
Yeah, because he's, you know, not quite as proficient as Bruce Redkowski, but he's still a very good passer and throws the ball and protects the ball. Comes in with 6 on the year. Throws 3 today, 2 to that young man, Antoine Malone.
Malone nearly scored. Set up a touchdown by Dawson. Here's Haldy setting up the screen. Oh, what a great catch by Turner. Made one man miss and goes diving inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line.
And Dave, that's another thing. You know, today, or coming into today's ball game, had 14 receptions, 208 yards, 3 touchdowns, so he can catch the football.
Watch the adjustment here.
This was nice. Nice one-handed catch. Look at that. Great job bringing it in. Gets upended here.
Another first down for Northern Illinois. Haldy going to the end zone, going into double coverage, nearly intercepted. Cedric Stevens nearly had the interception.
Chetone Powers.
Check it. That's Bo Martin instead. Bo Martin on the coverage.
Chetone Powers does a great job of becoming a defender. He knocks the ball out. Had he not done that, that was a sure interception.
Stop the clock. 6:43 to go. Second down and 10. Now Northern Illinois has grabbed a share of the MAC West title the last 2 years, but didn't play in the MAC championship game or get a chance to go to a bowl because they lost the tiebreaker by virtue of head-to-head losses with Toledo. Haldy caught inside the 5. This is Powers down to the 1.
That's a nice setup of a play, because you have Keith Perry coming on a quick slant and Chetone Powers coming on a deeper slant. You have both of those guys working. and he's going to pick the one that's open. And what it does, the underneath one holds Keon Jackson down, so it creates an open space.
Haldy on the keeper, takes it down to the 1-yard line, but the clock will continue to run.
So we were talking about here, you're going to have this guy, he's going to hold him, and then the other one come over the top. And that's what gives you the nice look. You have those two guys working over, and that's why that play is designed to hold people in space.
Haldy spinning, end zone. No, did not get in. So now it's 3rd and goal with the football less than a yard away. And Northern will burn one of their 2 timeouts remaining. Well, it's here. The Mac online store is open for business. Get your favorite school gear or Mac logo apparel online from a source you trust at mac-sports.com. Click on online store on the left navigation bar, and away you go. Credit card is required. Your holiday shopping should all be this easy. It's mac-sports.com. Check out the Mac online store.
Dave, the other thing, you talk about the bowl situation, everything is already decided before the season. It used to be you had a lot more at-large bids, but now with all the conferences automatically getting bowl tie-ins, it just kind of knocks teams like Northern Illinois out.
And of course, Joe Novak discussed that topic earlier this week, saying that he felt for sure that they were one of the best 56 teams in the country, and I don't think anybody would argue with that. And there will be some open slots.
Yeah, and I agree with them. And you talk to Tom Amstead, what about Connecticut or other teams that, would want to come here? They don't want to come here now if the Pittsburgh gets beaten, or, here at the Glass Bowl.
That's exactly right. 3rd and less than a yard. Turner, touchdown. So the Burners into the end zone for the touchdown at the 5:51 mark.
There's a lot of things that have to happen for them to get back into this ball game, but to make the score, they're going to go for 2. Try to make it a 10-point ball game. Onside kick. When you get into a situation, this guy has 40 career rushing TDs. You never know if he could add 41 that make that score off. So many things that can happen with 5 minutes and 52 seconds left.
Kind of odd with so many points scored today. That was the first score for Turner. Perry's in motion. He's had 2 touchdown catches today. Haldy coming back the other way. Cieslik, and there is just nowhere to go. The 2-point attempt is no good.
That play was bad earlier, and it's still bad, because you cannot run that. It takes too long. It was the same situation. This defense flows too quickly. You would like to see that play go on to the strong side. Cieslik is not, a fleet of foot. He's a good receiver.
2-point attempt fails, but Northern Illinois draws a little closer. But do they have enough time to come back? It's 42-30 Toledo.
Everybody plays at the College Football Hall of Fame. Enjoy the sights and sounds of the game. Test your skills in the training center. Encounter the heroes and the history of college football. Whether you're a diehard fan or a casual spectator, there's something for everyone at the College Football Hall of Fame. Open 7 days a week in South Bend, Indiana. And be sure to visit the Hall of Fame on the web.
Motor City Bowl 2003. We have the teams representing the 2 conferences that dominate Midwest college football. We have the united backing of the world's most important manufacturing industry. We have a national television audience. We have the newest, best football stadium in America. Motor City Bowl 2003. Football in Detroit during the holidays. You want to be there.
True intensity, true heroics, true champions. A true fan reads the Chicago Sun-Times Sports. Extensive coverage from preps to the championships. Every move, every drop of sweat. The award-winning sports writers at the Sun-Times grab you, excite you, and won't let you go. Hard-hitting sports from the only team that tells it like it is. Mariotti, Tallender, Slazak, the list goes on. To subscribe, call 888-84-TIMES. True sports, true Chicago. Find it only in the Chicago Sun-Times.
Kind of held him in check.
Okay, 42-30, Toledo with the lead on Northern Illinois. Under 6 minutes to go in the game. The Rockets obviously want to run the clock here and get back into the locker room. Northern Illinois needs 2 more possessions, 2 more scores.
Stranger things have happened, but they want to make sure they get the situation where they get the onside kick first, secure that, and put this ball game away.
Well, obviously, it looks like Northern is going to go for the onside kick here. Azar with the onside kick boot. And who else but Lance Moore collects the football? The sure-handed leading receiver of the Toledo Rockets has it at midfield.
The hands team comes out. You see all the receivers and tight ends, and who comes up with it? Lance Moore. More big plays, and this is a big one. You know, get this ball.
Right through the legs of Odom.
He didn't have a chance at it, and then Lance Moore comes up with it.
Well, Toledo scored touchdowns on 4 consecutive possessions in the first half to build a 21-point lead. Here's Trinity Dawson. And Dawson is hammered to the ground by Javen Lee.
They've done a great job of recruiting all over. Toledo has, you know, getting guys like Lance Moore, who's out of Westerville, Ohio, South High School. I think Chris Wallace, one of their former quarterbacks, was from down that area, in that area. And then, you know, just going to Pittsburgh and going down to Texas and Oklahoma.
It's amazing.
Germany. You know, when you mentioned that earlier, that's amazing that they're going over to Germany to find a center who started for them there.
They found an awful lot of fine players in Canada. Here's Dawson breaking tackles and to the 42-yard line.
And Lou West made a great point about that most of their kids out of Canada are older of the way their school system is set. So they may be raw as players, but they're coachable because they have a more mature level of understanding.
Yeah, and they're more physically developed by the time they get here. Yeah, you get a sense when we visited with the coordinators and Tom Amstutz yesterday, Charles, that Toledo really has this program up and running. It's more a situation of reloading rather than rebuilding every year. Radkowski on the rollout, throws it to Clark. And Clark picks up the first down and is knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Clark with 2 touchdown catches today. And a big third down conversion right there for the Toledo Rockets.
You know, with play action pass, as a tight end, you just love it because you know there's going to be space. You're going to find spaces in there. And Gradkowski with his eyes, he'll locate Andrew Clark. They have made a nice little synergistic feel between those two, Lance Moore and Steve Odom. He has 3 receivers that he can find at any given moment. And that's why his completion percentage is so high.
With a handoff. Here's Dawson. Got to wrap him up. Trinity Dawson still on the move inside the 20. And knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
You know why that's happening? Because they're tackling the ball instead of the player. You know, and Trinity Dawson said it in the paper this week. He said, you know, in Oklahoma, I played in a state championship, and this feels like a state championship type game. You see, they're tackling the ball and not the man. And you let the man go free, he's still running down the field.
First and 10 from the 16. Toledo trying to finish off Northern Illinois. Radkowski broken play. And he's going to go down. That was pretty nasty stuff. And you know, that'll go as a sack. And that'll only be the 8th sack given up by Toledo all season. And that wasn't the O-line's fault for sure.
It wasn't the O-line's fault. It was Trinity Dawson. He's working to the left. He's supposed to come right. They wanted to run to the short side of the field into the boundary. And Gradkowski is like, uh-oh. You can see the look in the helmet like, oh, my goodness.
Clock continues to run. Closing in on 3.5 minutes. Here's Dawson. Oh, what a great move. Boy, he accelerates through the hole and takes it down to the 10.
That's the play he wanted earlier. That's what he wanted Dawson to do. You're going to see the space that's created. These guys do a great job of blocking. He's going to cut back and run up in there. You know, they create space by zone blocking and opening up holes and making these guys move over. They help each other out. There's work from one level to the next. And then Trinity Dawson has the ability to find the hole, or Aston Martin, or even Quentin Broussard, one of the baby backs who's been banged up that we haven't seen today.
Here's Aston Martin inside the 5. And knocked down at the 3.
He just pitter-patter on the feet and boom, he's gone. You know, he comes in and just gives you a whole nother dimension. I bet you know, they have a healthy competitive rivalry between those two guys, because you can see they like to push each other, but they're the same class, and they all, you know, all in the same little area, and they play well.
First and goal at the 3. Gradkowski running the play clock down. Power set. Aston Martin stopped in the backfield. That was Ray Smith firing through to make the stop. It was funny, we were talking to Tom Amstutz about what he felt would happen in this game, and there was a lot of talk that this would be a high-scoring game, but the old defensive coordinator Amstutz was, hey, we're planning on winning this game 3-0.
And then he looked and smiled the biggest grin you could ever see, because he knew he couldn't even keep a straight face on that one. Not with these two offenses.
Second and goal. Aston Martin fighting to the goal line. Inside the 1.
Dave, this is one of the reasons why Aston Martin is playing more. At 177 pounds, last year he would get hit and not be able to fight through. This year he gets inside, and you know, he doesn't mind talking a little trash either. I don't mind that. Not when you can run the football like you and then walk away like, yeah, I'm bad. You know, I'm about to score on you. You know,
how about that?
Yeah, you can say all you want, but the thing that he's improved on is, you know, naturally has gotten bigger as the time goes along. He and Trinity Dawson have both just are going to start developing. They're only sophomores. As is Bruce Gradkowski, excuse me.
He's squeezing off every second of the play clock as we go under a minute to play. Gradkowski, touchdown. Bruce Gradkowski in for the score. A 1-yard touchdown run. And it seems only fitting that Gradkowski, who had such a terrific day throwing the football, rushes in for what appears to be the game's final touchdown.
Quarterback sneak, you just get it in, and Bruce Gradkowski having a great game so far, adds another touchdown.
Well, nothing wrong with Toledo's offense. 49 points on the board and a 19-point lead.
They just have their number. You know, Dave, they just have their number. Toledo has found a way to beat Northern, and Northern can't quite figure it out, you know.
Time to check our Huntington Bank player of the game. It was an easy selection. Bruce Gradkowski, 3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards throwing the football. Oh yeah, in a 1-yard touchdown run. Bruce Gradkowski is our Huntington Bank's player of the game. And our first energy play of the game coming up, and it happened in the third quarter. After Northern Illinois had pulled to within 28-24, Toledo was facing a 3rd and 33 from their own 40-yard line when Gradkowski found the tight end, Andrew Clark, running free for a 60-yard touchdown. And that play, Charles, really broke the back of Northern Illinois, and it's our first energy play of the game.
Dave, you look at the weapons on offense: Lance Moore, Jr., Steve Odom, a redshirt freshman, Trinity Dawson, Ashton Martin, and Gradkowski, all sophomores, along with Andrew Clark, who's a junior. A lot of weapons coming back.
Harris collects the football and takes it back to the 34-yard line. Just a few more seconds to go. And well, Charles, let me ask you, this group, these Toledo Rockets, if they have to go to Bowling Green on the Friday after Thanksgiving and play for the MAC championship, what an offensive show that will be. Josh Harris and the Falcons, of course, they have to beat Toledo, beat Kent State tonight, and both these teams have to keep wanting to make that matchup happen, but it looks like it will. That'll be a great game. Here's Haldy. Sam Hurd the catch. Stays on his feet. Clock will not stop. Gain of 9. Go Antoine. Haldy to pass again. And he'll run for the first down. And he'll step out of bounds in Toledo territory. Kind of an uncharacteristic performance, and I'm sure Josh Haldy not pleased with his play today. Those 3 interceptions were a big part of the storyline of this one.
Yeah, just never really looked comfortable today. Never got his rhythm, never really got into a mode of where he could get after and throw the football. You know, it was tough for him to ever get any rhythm. And a lot of that had to do with Toledo's defensive line, who was much maligned coming into today's ball game, and they have really done a very good job, along with that the linebacking crew and the safeties all have played great run support. Even though Michael Turner had 176 yards, they still were able to contain.
Haldy with the pass to Powers. And the clock is stopped with 12 seconds to go. Of course, Northern Illinois, 1 game left. Northern Illinois is going to call their final timeout in this situation. Fans don't like it, but the coaches are going to coach to the final snap. Northern Illinois will play Eastern Michigan next Saturday in DeKalb. And for Toledo, they will host Western Michigan next week. And then we'll have a short week, a Friday morning game with Bowling Green to wrap up the regular season.
Dave, you know, same as last year, Michael Turner had a big game rushing the football. They still lost this year, 176 yards, which is a great day by anybody's standards, and still lost the football game. So, you know, one guy can't do it all, and that's why I mentioned all of the Toledo weapons that came to play. P.J. Fleck did have a touchdown today, but really was kind of quiet today. Keith Perry had a big day today, and Sam Hurd had a couple of catches to Tone Powers, but not like the offense for Toledo. They had a lot of firepower going.
49 points up on the board against this Northern Illinois team that had those signature wins against BCS teams, Maryland and Alabama, against Iowa State. An impressive offensive performance today by Toledo. Haldy completes the pass to Hurd. Picks up the first down. They'll move the chains, and that will probably take us to the last snap of the game. Haldy wants to take this one to the end zone, I would imagine. Cranking it up and sending it down to the end zone, and it's incomplete. And we have come to the end of the game. The Toledo Rockets, a winner over the Huskies of Northern Illinois, 49-30. Tom Amstutz and Joe Novak shake hands and now head back to the facilities building. What a performance by these two teams. Toledo gets the victory over Northern Illinois. We're back to the Glass Bowl in a moment.
west of Chicago, where Husky fans are jacked for some northern exposure.